So now we got this. All right, which one? This.
Oh, do both of them are in that for Good
This
Omens?
One. Yes. Yeah, it's Michael Sheen and David Tennant. Yeah.
That's good.
So, hello, Internet.
Hey, everybody.
Courtney's here in studio because she came to my house to do some dog sitting right after getting back in from the airport.
Yeah. So. Dog sitting, napping, you know, it's all the same.
Yeah. Yes, and we are live. Okay.
Yay.
Cool.
Yeah.
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 So.
After a whirlwind week and weekend, mostly.
Yeah. So, Courtney, and you will have some time.
Good.
Got to think about those E3 predictions.
I'm still, yeah. Yeah.
To recap, before we start the show, let me.
I think my Xenogears one is going to come true. Want to know why? Square Enix is like, hey guys, our profits are going to go through the roof once you see our E3 lineup. So that means Xenogears remaster, baby. They got Monolith Soft to come in and help work on it. It's coming out.
Okay, so what we're Josh's. Oh no, that's right. I have him in a text doc.
You have in a text doc of what there's you guys' were?
Yeah, they're actually in documents.
Whoa.
We're gonna pull it over here so that we don't hide Josh's face.
No.
E3predictions.txt. Josh, new Contra game.
Yes.
Star Tropics 3 on Nintendo Switch.
Yes.
Xenogears remastered for PS4.
We're not getting anything PS4.
Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 1.
Sony.
Sony's not going to be there, but
right.
third parties
Sony's not going to be there, but
third parties will be there.
But third parties will,
So all the people who make games for them will be there.
And then Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 1 in Q1 2020.
That was my realistic one.
Mine was Animal Crossing releases in August. AC4 remastered for Switch, Fallout 4 for Switch. Chrono Trigger remastered for Switch. So what that means is taking the DS version, and remastering it for Switch.
Yeah.
Well, there's already a Steam version, so
that's based on the mobile version, which apparently took stuff out of the DS version. So, like the quote unquote definitive version now is the Nintendo DS
Super Nintendo version.
Right. Well, so the DS version took that game and added stuff, added cutscenes and stuff to it.
Yeah.
And then Banjo-Kazooie and Smash. Which apparently, I don't know, there's some rumblings that
it's going to be some Fire Emblem blue hair sword guy. It's going to be another one. Sure.
That potentially there may be a rare remix thing, since Microsoft seems intent on getting its stuff on as many platforms as they want.
I want a new... Oh, shit. You know what?
What?
Maybe Square Enix is going to release a new Chrono game.
And they're going to call it it's going to be called let's see. Okay, how many things can I fit in here? It's going to be Final Chrono Gear Chronicles X.
No, it's going to be called... Why? They've all been called Chrono. Chrono Trigger and Chrono Cross, and this one's going to be Chrono Break. That was the old rumor of a third Chrono game was going to be called Chrono Break. It was making it that it was going to be basically Final Fantasy, Chrono Trigger, Xenogears, Xenoblade Chronicles.
Mm-hmm.
And I was trying to throw something else in there too, but I couldn't think of anything.
Hey, have you ever heard of a game called Barkley Shut Up and Jam Gaiden?
No.
Okay, have you ever heard of the game Barkley Shut Up and Jam?
No.
Okay, Barkley Shut Up and Jam was a basketball game for the Sega maybe also Super Nintendo, but maybe. I had it for Sega Genesis. It was like a street ball game, but it was awesome. It was just called Barkley and Charles Barkley.
It sounds like a Genesis title.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was called Barkley Shut Up and Jam. And then in the late 2000s, the first decade of 2000s, maybe even early 2010s, there's a game called Barkley Shut Up and Jam Gaiden, which was a JRPG that was a sequel to both Barkley Shut Up and Jam and Space Jam. the movie.
What?
Following the character of Hoops Barkley, who is Charles Barkley's son, in the post-apocalyptic world where basketball is banned. And so, the reason I asked you this is because back in the early Kickstarter days,
Yeah.
a sequel to Barkley Shut Up and Jam Gaiden. Like, hold on, let me get the title of this.
Oh, goodness.
Its actual name. Okay. The official title, it's often just referred to as Barkley 2. But its official title is going to be The Magical Realms of Tir Na Nog, Escape from Necron 7, Revenge of Chu Chulainn, the official game of the movie, Chapter 2 of the Hoops Barkley saga. So, it made like $120,000 on Kickstarter.
Yeah.
And it was totally an indie game, like a very small...
Yeah.
Just a few people. But I was just reading an article on Kotaku today saying they like released an update like 7 years later saying, hey, this is why it never came out.
Okay.
But I thought you would get a kick out of
Well, this
the premise of the game.
Tir Na Nog was like a Power Rangers-esque show on Nickelodeon.
Was it?
Yeah.
I don't even know.
It was called something like the Lost Dragons of Tir Na Nog or something. And it was like the medieval Power Rangers in Ireland.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, how many drugs was everybody doing?
All.
It's the Irish. I don't know. I really don't know. But yeah. I mean, any more than what was it called? Was it King Arthur's Knights of the Round Table, which was I saw like one episode of it at my grandmother's like 25 years ago or something. And I recently just had I was like, "Oh, I remember that show," and like looked up the intro.
Was it a cartoon?
It was a cartoon, and it was.
I remember this.
It
was a bunch of like jocks who got teleported to King Arthur.
It was the offensive line of the New England Knights. Got transported back.
What is this? The Young Connecticut Yankee in King Arthur's Court? Like
kind of, except that they were supposed to be like like the New England Patriots, but it was the offensive line and the quarterback got transported back into medieval times, and were equipped with essentially magical armor and weaponry that gave them spirit animals.
Yeah, that turned them into like magic power knights or something.
Yes.
Yeah, Knights of the Round. I remember that show when I was a kid.
And
I used to watch it all the time.
And of course, the quarterback's name was like Arthur, and he was King Arthur, and his spirit animal was a dragon. And there was another guy who had a lance, but it had a ram's head on it, and he would be able to like retract it, and he would basically clothesline and trip people with it. It was weird. There was another guy with a hammer.
It was the 90s, bro.
Yeah.
It was a lawless world.
Yes, it was.
It was a very lawless world.
Some would say a more lawful world, actually. Because that's where they started putting all the restrictions on kids programming.
Yeah.
I remember those too. And like they actually brought up like Ninja Turtles as an example of violence in children's programming.
Yeah, Ninja Turtles actually ended up being heavily edited in some countries.
Yeah.
Because of that, and like there's reasons why they had certain.
But I remember the clips of like it was Bebop and Rocksteady like shooting like repeating laser pistols, and it was just like a fluorescent light show, and I was just like, look,
there are G.I. Joe. G.I. Joe is just red and blue lasers flying across the screen. The entire episode.
Yeah. Oh, and that was why the whole PSA thing was part of that too. Is like they had to make it educational to counterbalance the violence.
Yeah, it's like. There's a old meme like knowing is half the battle, the other half is red and blue lasers.
Yep. So, all right. I say we get the show started.
Yes.
Do it.
So that way, Seth and I can play Dauntless later.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty good. We'll talk about that later. Yeah. So, going live. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Coming up on episode 144, Courtney returns from DPCC. Good Omens is good, Dark Crystal trailer, and much, much more on the 8-Bit Adventures podcast. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the 8-Bit Adventures Podcast. We're bringing you the latest and greatest geeky news of the week. I am your host, Sean Hayes, and with me in studio is the first of my co-hosts, Courtney Bolin.
Hey, everybody.
And hailing from the sunny shores of Lake Pontoozic is my other co-host, Joshua York.
Where the sun always shines. Yeah, I got nothing. So,
Yep.
Yep.
We're here. Courtney, you have returned from Denver Pop Culture Con.
Yes, a whirlwind week, whirlwind weekend. Some parts of it I still don't remember. Hopefully that'll come back soon.
Let's talk about that because I saw it on your post on Facebook and everything.
Yeah.
But
yeah, so this weekend was Denver Pop Culture Con 2019, and I went all the way out to Denver. Was shamelessly promoting 8-Bit Adventures while there, giving out my cards to all sorts of different people, but I also got to meet the cast of Critical Role, which was amazing. And I just, yeah.
Well, and then, and specifically,
Yeah.
blacked out
Yes.
meeting Marisha.
Yeah, so I got in line. I got autographs from everyone except for Matt Mercer, but during my autograph session with Marisha Ray, I remember thanking her for cradling me during the group photo op I had had earlier that day. And then I don't remember anything else until we were doing Rosie the Riveter poses. And I was leaving her booth. I hope that will eventually come back to me. But I'm very glad that I paid for selfies, quote unquote, because their person helping man their booth with them was the one taking the photos. And I'm glad that they took
So
a
you have
few.
photographic evidence
I have
that
photographic.
you did meet her.
Yes, I have photographic evidence that it happened. I just don't remember it. I'm hoping that it was a whirlwind day. It was a lot of high emotions. I was shaking from 10:30 in the morning until low key shakes all day until about 5. Yeah, just, crying or tearing up in front of everyone, because I think I've said this before during our New Year's resolution stuff, it's done a lot for me and my mental health and everything else.
Yeah.
So I'm very glad that I had thought up a script of what to tell people.
Yeah.
Because I hope I got that out with Marisha. Again, I will eventually hopefully remember it, but there is photographic proof that it happened.
And now the cast of Critical Role know all about all of our shows.
Yeah.
So the podcast, Tales of Jemmora, everything, they all got cards.
Yep, Berkshire Bites.
So just like Laura's character Jester, spreading the good word everywhere you go.
Yes. That was
You got to tell Ashley and Brian about how Berkshire County's
only 4 hours away from Manhattan.
And they seemed excited about that.
Brian seemed very, very excited about it.
You should have told him of recent laws that were passed in Massachusetts. But yeah.
Yeah, but it was an amazing experience. I was extremely, just as I said, overwhelmed the entire day, but also extremely humbled. Yeah, there's more. I'm actually gonna probably take the pictures that I posted earlier today, and I'm actually gonna consciously make an effort to tweet something.
Yeah.
And I'm actually gonna be posting all of those pictures with the captions that I took a while to type out on Facebook, and I'll actually be tweeting those later. So if anybody listening or watching wants to see those should be going up later tonight. Hopefully when I get home, I'll be able to be uploading those pictures to Facebook. So, and Twitter, and yeah. But there's photographic evidence that I was there, and I have autographs in my Tusk Love notebook from everyone except for Matt.
There were big autographs too.
Oh yeah, no,
full page.
Yeah,
full page
these are
Pretty
these are
legit.
full page things. So, I'm not sure how well the light gets it, But
You can generally see the size of them.
yeah. You know, I mean, Sam Riegel took up a full page with a magic poop.
I was gonna say that looked like a poop.
Yeah, it was a poop. It was a poop.
Yeah.
All right.
Ashley Johnson took up a full page.
Sam Riegel being Sam Riegel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I figured, they would have done, like, little signatures, like, all on the cover or something.
Yeah, no, I told them actually go on the inside, and I had the book open for them.
All
yeah, right. So I think that's where because this was going to be for Matt if I got a chance, with the little post-it of my name spelled right, and the last card that I had for 8-bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is, I don't know if I'm ever actually going to write in that journal now.
You can. Give it like a 2-page buffer.
I know, I gotta give it a few pages of a buffer.
It should just be your con journal, like if you go get other autographs and stuff.
There we go. Like a
a passport.
I had
those. They're your stamps.
Well,
the
so
your stamps.
I was one of those kids that had the autograph book when going to Disney World.
I had one, and I actually was terrified, and still am terrified, of people in costume that I can't see them get ready. Conventions is the only thing that is, like, I expect to see it, so I'm not terrified when I do see it.
I may have forged a couple of character signatures by studying other signatures and then wrote them in my own book.
Dare you?
Wow.
It was like the Green Army Men was the big one.
Wow. Shameless.
However,
Shame.
ones that I did not do,
Shame.
but that I actually got that you cannot get anymore, are the Ninja Turtles.
What?
Yeah.
What?
They were Disney?
So, when Hollywood Studios opened, it was MGM Studios. And I think at the time it was the Turtles were under New Line Cinema. And I think whoever basically had the like movie and TV rights or whatever.
Was it the movie Ninja Turtles?
No, it was the show.
Okay.
But I think whoever owned the licensing for that or whatever must have had some sort of affiliation with MGM or Disney or something like that. Because now they're Nickelodeon.
Mm-hmm.
But at the time, and they were only there for like maybe 2 or 3 years or whatever, and then Power Rangers came in, and that was like, and then it just was Power Rangers for like the next decade and a half. But yeah, they would come out in like the big turtle. They actually had a turtle van.
Oh, cool.
That would come out like the one in the show, and they would all hop out. Yeah, we have photos with them too.
Oh, that's cool. No,
Yeah.
I was the little kid that hid under the table during character breakfast. Terrified of Tigger. Had to ask my dad to get me the fairy godmother's autograph because I was terrified, and I would only come out from under the table for, I can't remember which one it is, Chip or Dale, the one that has the red nose.
That's Dale.
Dale was the only one that I was not terrified of for whatever reason.
What I don't know is why those two characters, they don't use their Rescue Rangers incarnations now, because that makes them so much easier to tell apart.
Yes.
Yeah.
And makes them cooler, because Disney Afternoon was cool. Yeah. Cool after school.
Yeah.
Chip and Dale.
That's all we can do.
Cease and desist.
Actually, well, you know what? This
Disney bot will search and destroy. Yeah,
you joke.
I don't.
You joke, but
and actually, I did have this noted, but I forgot to add it to the show notes. So in regard to this is the new DuckTales series. They actually have actual cameos of Darkwing Duck now, apparently in the new season.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So it's not just like, oh, Launchpad's watching his TV show or something.
Yeah.
No, it's like, I guess he actually shows up.
Oh, that's awesome.
And like some of the villains maybe, kind of a thing.
Oh, that's awesome.
And now they're...
Who are the villains in Darkwing Duck?
So...
I remember the show, I did not.
I remember the show, I don't remember who the bad guys were.
I can't remember any of the names, but one of them was like... was almost like a water elemental type guy. That like was like one of those like dog people, but like was made out of water and could control water. There was another one that was like a kind of like a Dr. Light, not Mega Man, but from DC Comics. Where like Teen Titans, where he's like all about like photonic energy and light bulbs and stuff like that.
Okay.
Is often like considered a nemesis for Raven because she's all like powers of darkness.
I was gonna say like weak Dr. Manhattan.
Kind of. There's also I think he's called Nega Duck, and he's basically like evil Darkwing Duck.
Okay.
But he doesn't have any powers. He's just evil Darkwing Duck.
Wasn't Launchpad in Darkwing Duck?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
I feel like yeah. Okay.
Yes.
And did he ever? Was he ever in Tailspin?
That I don't know.
I don't know if there was.
I don't know if he ever made a cameo in Tailspin. But Gizmo Duck was in the pilot, and that's how they did the crossover between DuckTales and Darkwing Duck.
Okay.
Between that and Launchpad.
I used to love Tailspin.
Tailspin's pretty good.
That's what I loved that show.
Yep.
I think I would catch like the edges of it, like, you know, the beginning part, or like some weird, like I'd catch some snippets of it.
Yeah.
Tailspin was like early 90s.
I was gonna say, yeah, because I would catch it like at somebody else's house.
Yeah, so it was part of the original Disney afternoon block, which was
like I was pretty young when that was out.
Yeah, which was DuckTales, Tailspin, Rescue Rangers, Gummy Bears.
Oh, I kind of remember that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I watched it, but I kind of remember that. But
no idea.
And then Darkwing Duck came later. And I think it was also Bonkers came later. I'm trying to think of what else. I mean, that's kind of it.
Yeah, these are things that I would catch. Like, I would, again, like I grew up on PBS, and you know, one Saturday morning.
Yeah, Gummy Bears they were basically, they looked like little, you know, just like little teddy bear people, right? And they would bounce, like, and that was their thing, was like they bounced everywhere because
I don't think I watched Gummy Bears.
Yeah,
I remember it existing. I don't think I watched it. And the same with Bonkers. I remember it existing because I just Googled it, but I don't remember watching it.
Oh, Gargoyles came later.
I do
remember. I didn't watch Gargoyles, but I also remember that.
Yeah, I remember again. Like
you know, Josh, Gargoyles would have been a show for you.
I was a different child. Like I have grown to be a bit more jaded and dark. Yeah, than when I was a child. I think.
Oh, what, you weren't just born that dark and
no,
twisted?
I like Tailspin. That's like the most carefree show.
I mean, it stars Baloo
as a pilot.
Oh no, I again
seaplane.
since getting cable and everything.
King Louie is a bartender of a bar on a volcano island.
Yes,
it's great. It's great.
I remember one of the first NES games I ever played was a Tailspin game on NES when I was little.
Which you can get that as long as you're not a Nintendo Switch owner. In the Disney Afternoon collection from Capcom.
Really?
Yeah, for whatever reason they won't
Chip 'n Dale games too.
Yeah, so they have both Chip 'n Dale games, DuckTales, Tailspin, Darkwing Duck.
Chip 'n Dale's 2, if you can find that physical, it's a really rare and expensive game for the NES. Chip 'n Dale's 2.
Yeah. I have 1, and I have DuckTales.
There we go.
Yeah.
With the infamous Moon song. The Moon level.
I would say famous.
Music. Famous, I know.
Famous.
Yeah.
Which has also made it into the show.
Has it?
Yeah, they put it in the show.
That song is just a meme now.
Yeah.
I love it. But it's a great song. Great video game music.
Yeah. Yeah, there was something else that made it in too, and I can't remember what it was. It was like another song. I can't remember.
Did you ever play the remake they did of the DuckTales game?
Yes, it was really good.
Was it?
Yeah.
It looked good. Like, visually, it looked nice.
Yeah.
Again, not my type of game as a platformer, but it looked really nice.
Yep. Yeah. And also, yeah, I mean, the DuckTales series has been really good. I think Emmy Award-winning Sam Riegel has worked on it.
I believe he did.
I know he directed the episode where they had, essentially, they brought in Tara Strong and one of the other My Little Pony voice actresses and had them play Kelpies.
Oh yeah, Tara was there this weekend too.
Nice.
Yeah, there was a lot of amazing people there this weekend.
So it was really funny to see, like, MLP voice actresses play murdered ponies. They were trying to actively murder the characters.
That's
nice.
Because that's what Kelpies do.
That's pretty awesome.
You want to know what? It took me a second. I didn't know what MLP meant, but it just clicked. Got it.
You got it?
Yep.
You picked up what we were putting down?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah. Also, we got a trailer for the Dark Crystal: Age of Resistance.
Now this is is this the sequel?
This is a Netflix prequel.
Prequel. Okay.
It's a series that will be a prequel to the events of the Dark Crystal movie.
Okay, and they're still doing it in the live like puppetry.
So it looks like there's going to be
Looks
some
like
CGI work, but the main characters are still Jim Henson puppets.
Yeah, I was gonna say because I've seen some info about it. I've never seen the Dark Crystal.
You should see it. Okay. Here's what we're gonna do.
Do we need to have an 8-bit adventures?
We're gonna do a viewing. We're gonna do a viewing one night because I have it. I think I have it, and if I don't, I have it on Netflix. So
that's the thing. I keep seeing it on Netflix, and I'm just like, I should just watch it.
It's really good. It's really weird.
Well, yeah.
And it is. Yeah.
It's just really
Jim Henson
weird.
being dark fantasy Jim Henson.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm into that.
Yeah. Yeah. In a nutshell, there's this like crystal of truth, and there is this faction of like really powerful beings that created it, and some of them, there was a disagreement over what they should be doing. And they broke into two factions, and they cracked and split the crystal.
Okay.
One faction that split off became essentially the goodness of these beings, and the other one became all of the evil. And the evil ones became known as the Skeksis. And they're kind of like these weird, like bird, reptile, humanoid things.
Oh yeah, I've seen the pictures.
And then they started their campaign of conquest and conquered all these things. They have all like beetle warriors that are their soldiers. They look like big like humanoid scarab beetles.
Interesting.
Yeah. And it's all puppetry.
Yeah, I was just born in just a weird timing.
And then there's these little furball guys that are basically a mouth with little feet called Fizzgigs. And they're like a big fur ball. It's like if you took Animal's head.
Yep.
And then you gave the head little feet.
Mm-hmm.
And like removed the nose.
Okay.
Like that's what they look like.
Adorable.
And then they just roll around everywhere.
Adorable.
And they're like brown and stuff.
Yeah.
When I was watching the trailer,
so like a Tribble with feet.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, this would be like a good setting for kids to play D&D in. Like
absolutely.
Younger kids.
Yeah.
Like it's scary enough for little kids.
Yeah.
But not like as crazy dark as I would like to go. So it's like
so it's not a Ravenloft, campaign.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not dwarves murdering innocent creatures.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and I feel like we got a release date. I didn't write it down.
I don't know. I've heard about it coming out.
February 20th.
Let's see. Oh, so what was the thing? Oh, it was on the Between the Sheets. October 32nd.
Yes. Yes.
Dark Crystal, Age of Resistance.
Let's see if we have a release date.
August 30th.
Okay.
This year.
Okay.
So there we go.
You said this is going to be a series?
It's a series.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Handmaid's Tale comes back onto Hulu this week. Yes.
And then
Revenge of the Handmaids.
Hopefully.
I don't know.
They could use some vengeance.
I kind of only vaguely know what it's about.
Yeah.
Megan has the book.
Yeah.
That's how I read it.
So also from Netflix, Magic the Gathering
Look up on
series.
my bookshelf. All those up there are books I need to read.
Yeah. We've also got a Magic the Gathering series coming to Netflix from the Russo brothers.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, oh, that's very, because I know that like,
and it's gonna be basically an anime series. So
why? What other way would you do it?
There's
what
no
other way would you do it? Magic? That is the way.
I mean, you could still do it animated, but do it in a Western style.
Nope, anime, the superior animation style. Just do it.
A lot of folks have been asking.
A
lot of folks have been asking if it's going to be the same studio that did Castlevania.
I hope so.
Oh,
because
actually, no. I want them to work on the Berserk anime. I don't want them doing. I want them to focus on Berserk.
Or we just want them to work on Castlevania.
Yeah,
I want Berserk. I really like Berserk.
I'd be down for some more Castlevania.
Yeah.
Castlevania is pretty rad too.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think it's the theory is that it's supposed to be about Jace
The Mind Sculptor.
Balerin. I haven't really kept up with Magic lore. I know that he's kind of like central, and he is the Living Guild Pact, or was the Living Guild Pact or something.
He's a blue.
Yeah.
Blue. He's
Yep.
blue.
And that there's a show on D&D right now run by Adam. Is it Kerbal? Koble,
I think.
Skinny Ghost. Called Jace Balerin Must Die.
Great.
That's the name of his show. And it's basically a Ravnica game.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. I like that.
Yeah.
So I used to read Magic the Gathering books back when I was a teenager, when I first started playing Magic.
I have the Ravnica novels.
I was always surprised that it was actually like a story. It's like Pokemon. Like I always saw it as like, the cards are like having the Pokemon, but then like finding out there's like an actual storyline to Magic and
they started that
all that other stuff. Like I'd never known that until
probably like the Urza stuff way back.
Yeah, they kind of started that like really early on, but it was very, very loose and everything, and it wasn't until like the Weatherlight saga that they really started to focus it and say like there is a legit story that we are writing out, for this kind of a thing. And it was, I mean, the whole trading card game genre was kind of new and big.
Yeah.
But then putting like a full thought out storyline behind it was also kind of a new concept.
If you look at the cards, there's a lot of times there's cards that are like legendary creatures or people.
Yeah.
And those are usually the characters in the story.
Yep.
And then you have like the planeswalkers who just bounce between the multiverse and all over the place, who are usually characters who I guess probably the story focuses on them mostly now.
Yeah. Which, okay.
I read a bunch of the Magic novels way, and it was just high fantasy trash.
Yeah.
It was fun.
I also have I have a novel called The Colors of Magic, where it's basically a bunch of short stories, each revolving around like a specific color.
Yeah.
I don't remember much aside from some of the black magic stories were kind of disturbing.
I just remember one of them. It focused on this guy named Kamal, and his original card was he was a red barbarian legendary creature.
Yeah.
And then later in another set, he turned into like some green legendary druid. And I thought that was the raddest thing that like, they remade him as a different color and he did different, as a totally different like use.
Yep.
I'm like, I want to read it and see how he changed.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's like Krovax. No, Krovax didn't change. Sorry. No, that's Eladamri? No, I think he's an elf guy. It's basically there was one of the characters from the Weatherlight saga, and he was like a wizard that accompanied them, and I think he changed colors. Like from blue to black, I think.
Interesting.
Or something.
They do that occasionally now. Like you'll see, particularly some of the planeswalkers will change, or they'll become multicolor.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then we got a trailer for Onward, which is Disney Pixar's newest film.
Oh.
It's starring Tom Holland and Chris Pratt.
Just keep recycling your actors, I guess.
Yep, I'm all about it. Yep. So when are we going to see it? When does it come out?
Let me check.
Like Tom, all I really needed to hear was Tom Holland, but then you added Chris Pratt into it.
2020.
See.
March 6th, 2020.
Hey, we have a full date.
According to Google, so.
Hey, we have a full date at some point.
But yeah, so what it looks like is the world at one point was, fantasy and high magic and everything, and lots of mythical creatures and mystical creatures. And then technology happened. So, they show basically like modern day, right? And they show like all these like magical clouds and stuff like that or whatever, and then like a jet plane flies by. And then you see there's like a troll pops out of their house, and it's like a mushroom house kind of a thing, but it's got like power lines going to it, like most houses would. Like they walk out to pick up the newspaper, and like the newspaper delivery, like the postal carrier is like a centaur who's like running by. And it's gonna follow the story of two brothers, I think, that look like little like blue kind of trollish like characters.
Yep.
I don't know if it's one's in like high school and one's older or something. But the older one kind of reminds me of Jack Black. He drives around in a cool wizard van, complete with like all the unicorns and stuff painted on the
I was
side.
gonna say, are we talking like the sketchy vans with?
You don't have to say cool before wizard van. You can just say wizard van. And
That's true.
Assume.
That's true.
Are we talking about those sketchy vans that had no windows on the sides?
No, it's got windows.
Oh, okay.
But it's a van, and it's
We're not
got all the.
Okay,
It's
but it has
definitely
like the
got a mural of a
beautiful,
unicorn.
like, yeah.
And he's just like, "What sort of quest are we going on?" And brother's like, "No, we're just here to drop off like a letter or something."
So
he's like, "No, we just got to go to the hardware store." All right.
So this basically sounds so like there's like still real magic in the world.
The poster and the artwork that they put up seems to confirm that because it's the younger brother like is wielding like a staff with magic coming out of it kind of a thing. So I don't know if it's they find magic or something.
Okay.
But it basically is like, you know, like modern day, like a bunch of people going around and, you know, pretending and doing like D&D type stuff, but like it's actually unicorns. Oh, and like the older brother gets yelled at for leaving the lids on the trash off, and there's a bunch of unicorns that are eating out of the trash. So unicorns take the place of raccoons in this world.
I'm sorry, but that
and then like they kick the
like...
trash can over, and the unicorns get spooked and they're like, ah! And they hiss and then like trot off.
I'm sorry, but that doesn't sound like a problem.
So
yeah, unicorns suck actually. So I get rid of them. They're basically the garbage of the fantasy world, like
Why?
trash tier.
Well,
Why?
this is a world in which
Creatures.
there isn't a last
No.
one. So
Yeah,
No, you shut your
they're
mouth.
the worst. They're the worst.
Shut your mouth.
well, at the very least, these are trash unicorns. So, but yeah,
It sounds cool.
I'm kind of excited for it. I'd like to see it. A lot of people are saying it kind of looks like a DreamWorks film.
I'll have to take a look at the trailer when I get home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they kind of did a social media campaign on Twitter where they were like, basically you had to answer with wizard emoji, unicorn emoji, and mermaid emoji, and then they would give you like a clue, like it was put in the correct emojis to cast a spell, and we'll give you the clue as to this thing or whatever. And it was basically to tell you that it was going to air during the NBA Finals, and everyone was like, "Great, I don't care, just show me the trailer."
Yeah.
Like, I'm just going to watch it on YouTube. I'm not actually going to watch the NBA Finals.
Exactly.
So
Come on. In a world of YouTube, just give us what we want.
yeah, but it looks pretty good. You know, I'm down for it. So
I'm down for some mixing of current and high fantasy.
yeah.
So yeah.
Oh, just a note from last week, of course, like right after we recorded Josh and I recorded the podcast. The date placeholder for Cadence of Hyrule got changed to June 20th instead of March 30th. So it looks like it's just a date placeholder for spring as opposed to like a specific date as to when it's coming out.
Yeah.
But it looks like they're still pushing for spring 2019. So as that would be the last day of spring.
Yes, it is, because my mom's birthday is the next day,
Yep.
and that is the first day of summer.
Yep. So,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, that's actually pretty good. That gives me a little more time to finish up SteamWorld's Quest and maybe do some other games before Cadence of Hyrule comes out.
Yeah.
Because I will want to do that for game night.
Yeah, man, that's coming out quick.
That'll probably be a pretty short game.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I feel like we were just talking about it. I mean, I know we've been like talking about it, but like I feel like we just brought it up.
See, I'm of the opinion like we heard about it months ago.
Yeah.
And then they said spring 2019, and then we haven't gotten any information about it since then. Like if you search for it on YouTube, the only thing you get are reactions to the trailer and the trailer itself.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's been no communication from the developer, not really any information from Nintendo.
Mm-hmm.
It would be nice just to see like what Link and Zelda's abilities are, and maybe like some of the music tracks or something
Mm-hmm.
ahead of time. I don't know. Maybe just like, or they might be waiting for E3 and showcase it then.
Yeah.
Could be, considering it's next week.
Yep.
Yeah.
For their direct. Yeah.
Yep.
So. All right, Courtney. You've had some time to think.
I have had some time to think.
All right. 4 predictions, Courtney.
Okay.
And we're going to open up the doc.
Okay.
So, last week, for those that are not, excuse me, quite caught up, Josh and I gave our E3 predictions, and the idea is we're going to rack up points based on their correctness. And whoever has the most points, the other 2 members of this podcast are going to buy that person dinner. So, Josh, would you like to run down your predictions again?
Yeah. A new Contra game.
Yep.
All platforms. It'll be on all platforms. Because it's just time. It's time to bring that back. And then Star Tropics 3. For those of you who don't know, Star Tropics was an action-adventure game on the NES. It had a sequel, Star Tropics 2, that came out at the very end of Nintendo's life cycle and didn't sell well. And then I think that's a time to bring back that IP for Nintendo, too. You got the Switch. I think it's time.
Yep.
Time to do that. And then just my wish, basically, is this one. Xenogears remastered or remade. And
you said specifically for PS4.
Oh, yeah, for PS4 for sure. Yeah. For PS4 for sure. And my other one was Final Fantasy VII Remake will be Q1 2020 for the release.
In part 1.
Yeah, part 1.
Yeah.
But everyone knows it's episodic. That was already announced. So.
Okay. Yeah. And mine were Animal Crossing is going to get announced and releases in August. Assassin's Creed 4 remastered and Fallout 4 for Switch. Chrono Trigger remastered for Switch. And, Banjo-Kazooie and Smash. It's going to get announced.
Yeah. I'd actually had, after, seeing, I'm like, oh, and I had thought that Animal Crossing would be releasing in September, for back to school time.
Do you want to have that be your
Yep,
first?
that is definitely one of my first.
Okay.
Yeah.
Animal Crossing in September.
Yes, for that back to school rush that I got to.
Well, everyone's buying their back to school stuff in August.
Some of those games, though, it's, hey, you do good, you get this.
Usually
Also,
November,
it gives
big
parents
release
times
month.
to get them for Christmas. So that's why
I think we
say
did talk
September.
about this though, and I think there's another big game coming out in September.
Yeah.
I think is what we talked about. I know June is Mario Maker 2.
Yep.
July is Fire Emblem.
Mario Maker 2 is already out.
Oh, that's right. It came out today? Yesterday?
Yesterday.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Mario Maker 2 is for June.
Yep.
And then Fire Emblem's July.
July, yeah.
And I think that
Because
was
Pokemon is coming out for Christmas-ish.
Pokemon will probably be November.
Yeah.
Luigi's Mansion, it's thought that it might do October for Halloween. So that kind of leaves August or September.
Yeah.
And I went with August because I believe the one for the GameCube released in August in the US.
Okay, that's fair.
But September, then it makes it a toss-up.
Yeah.
So
I also think that there will be some sort of new amazing single-player story-heavy game for PS4 that will be coming out.
That's pretty vague.
Courtney, no, that's not good enough.
No, that's not good enough.
That's not good enough.
That's very vague.
That's not good enough.
No, you got to do something.
I think a video game's gonna come out.
I mean, that's just a free point. That's just a free point. Well, because we already have Death Stranding already got a release date, so
Yeah.
Which that trailer was weird, by the way.
Did you watch it?
Yes, I watched part
It's
of
awesome.
it, and it was
awesome.
so weird.
It's awesome.
Just
I was thinking
I love
something
it.
more along the lines of going with the Detroit Become Human style of play through multiple times kind of game. I don't know. That's kind of what I was thinking with that. Very, very, but it had to be specialty coming out on PS4. All
all right. Well, let's refine this a little bit.
Yeah.
I'll
work on that.
Specific genre in terms of like tone and
Genre
theme.
and developer.
I don't know developers. I don't pay enough
Or
attention.
publisher.
I don't pay enough attention. But definitely genre would definitely be a dystopian future of a again, like along that very technological, like not robots.
Cyberpunk 2077 is what you're talking about.
Kinda, yeah. Yeah.
All right, well, I'm writing it down.
Yeah.
Big single-player cyberpunk dystopian future game for PS4.
Yes.
When?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. This is a good one.
Oh Jesus, when?
Yeah. Give us a quarter.
Q4 2019.
Q4 2019.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yep.
See, there we go. And then so this
Yeah.
because there's a bunch of parts to that now.
Yeah.
Is if it's still a relatively safe one, you might get like partial credit for it.
Yeah.
Okay.
We don't want safe bets. Animal Crossing's already a safe bet.
Xenogears Remastered is a safe bet.
Really. I actually hadn't gotten to do any other research. Have we gotten more information on the Switch's updates?
No.
Okay.
There's been no information as to, well, aside from
I heard that like the light Switch was going to be all one.
aside from the fact that I think Nintendo said that they might have said that there's no hardware announcements being made.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm thinking.
You want to make a Switch Lite prediction?
Yes.
Okay.
I do because I've like done some things.
So okay. So what do you want your prediction to be of that?
Switch Lite Joy-Cons completely basically take the Wii U pad and like to put it into Switch format.
Okay, so essentially no Joy-Cons.
No Joy-Cons.
Okay.
It's all one piece. Yeah.
All right.
For that Switch Lite that they were talking about.
Okay. Okay, so that there will be a Switch Lite.
Yes.
With the Joy-Cons built in and non-attachable.
Non-detachable. Yeah. Yep.
All right, one more. Make this the big one.
Oh God.
Just go all out.
Get crazy.
Go all out. Go crazy.
Wild and crazy.
What's your dream? Dream
Another
announcement.
Last of Us movie. I mean, game.
That's our. We already know that's happening.
I know, and that's what I'm saying. I was like, I know it's coming out already.
No, this is your. So I would say, this would be maybe we even put like we mark which one is our crazy, and you get double points.
Double points.
If any parts of it come true. like for me, I think it's probably Chrono Trigger Remastered.
I think that's fairly realistic.
Well, all right.
Yeah.
Banjo for Smash then.
That's also. I think all of yours were relatively safe.
I think Banjo is probably the least likely one to happen.
You think?
Probably.
Maybe.
And then Josh's would be Star Tropics 3.
Oh yeah, nobody's talking.
That if they
Star
totally
Tropics.
announce that,
I just win.
triple points awarded to Gryffindor.
Yeah. Oh, thanks. You think I'm a Gryffindor? Nice.
Actually,
I don't know. I only know I know that I am like 75% Hufflepuff and 25% Gryffindor.
I could have told you that.
Yes, that is correct.
Yeah.
Oh man, so basically my pie in the sky if this were to ever
Yes.
happen.
Pie in the sky, Courtney. Dream big.
Oh, pie in
A
the
game
sky.
about a pie in the sky. It's,
Don't let your memes be dreams.
that's right.
Like I'm like there hasn't been like a new Sonic game. Has there?
There you go.
Like, there's
that.
been remakes, then like redos.
There's been new Sonic games.
Not like an adventure style one. Not like
Yeah, there have.
recently? Because I don't think Sonic Mania Plus was.
Sonic Forces, Sonic Boom.
But how recently were those?
Oh, okay. So 2017.
Oh, that's still fairly recent.
Yeah.
It's within the
That's
past 2
relative.
years.
Sonic Mania was 2017. Sonic Boom was 2016.
Yeah, but I didn't think the Sonic
so
Mania
Courtney's-
had a campaign in
Courtney's
it.
thinking like 3D Sonic.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
like
so
a
that
full
was-
campaign kind of a thing.
Sonic Forces and Sonic Boom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was 2016, 2017.
Really?
Yeah.
Man, I did not think that those were like full 3D. I thought those were still more side scrollers.
No, those were
Okay.
3D.
Hmm.
I like the Sonic prediction. I think that's a pretty good
Courtney,
one.
do you want to predict Sonic Adventure 3?
Yes.
Okay. For Dreamcast.
Rolling around.
That's literally what I did though. Is I was like thinking back in my head. I'm like, Pie in the Sky. Okay, what did I love playing on the Dreamcast? What did I love playing? Yeah, a new Sonic.
Sonic 2006 remastered.
So, all
One
right.
of
So
the worst
Sonic
games of all
Adventure
time.
3.
Yep.
All right. I think that's enough of Pie. You don't really need to go any further into that. I think. All right.
Well, there's
folks,
obviously going to be a Sonic the Hedgehog movie, the game.
maybe.
I mean, I'm just glad that they pushed.
Got to do it.
I'm glad that they pushed the date back.
All right, so this is an E3 prediction, but here's what I predict with that movie. Right, is after they make the fixes to the character and they change it, they're gonna release a new trailer.
Yeah.
Obviously, this isn't the
And
crazy
we're going to
prediction.
use City Escape for the music.
There we go.
Yeah.
It's like they do that and they fix the character model, and I think they might have, at least a trailer that would entice people to go see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, instead of the nightmare fuel that it is right now.
I mean,
Sonic only.
Jim Carrey.
It's not nightmare
no,
fuel. It
Jim
just
Carrey's
looks
great.
dumb.
No, Sonic himself is the nightmare fuel.
I don't think it's nightmare fuel. I just think it looks silly.
He's just it's just bad.
Yeah.
It's just
yeah.
dumb.
Well, and they were like, oh, it doesn't look realistic that it's just like one big eyeball, and it's like
That's the point.
It's a walking, talking blue hedgehog that collects gold, and apparently the gold rings are portals to other worlds, kind of a thing.
Yeah, sure,
so,
fine. That doesn't bother me. Whatever.
It's a
I get what they're trying to do with that, which is like when you collect enough rings or whatever that you get to go to the chaos zone, kind of a thing, and try and collect the emerald.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I mean, Jim Carrey's outfit does look pretty
no.
good.
Jim Carrey's great
when he
Like,
goes full Robotnik.
Live
the
action
end,
is
yeah.
all. I'm all about that part.
Yeah,
It's the actual Sonic, and I hope they.
I mean, it's also the choice of Gangsta's Paradise, which is like maybe Sega's trying to be a little too 90s with this.
Again, I
That's
know
just-
I know that the song exists.
90s for the sake of being 90s.
Yeah.
I only know the Weird Al cover.
Like it makes me want, like, if they were going to do that, do it as a period piece then and have it be like back in the 90s and then and
Yes.
pull it like Captain Marvel and then just have it be like a Blockbuster and Pizza Hut everywhere and Gangsta's Paradise and
Hey, you know what I was thinking about today? I was sitting in a PTO meeting,
Yep.
and my mind was wandering as it does during those meetings sometimes.
Yep.
Because they were talking about books and stuff and whatever, and I was like, "Hey," to myself, "Hey, Josh, remember in the '90s where you used to get like Pizza Hut coupons for reading a bunch of books?"
Yes.
I was like, "That was pretty awesome. I wish they still did that." You guys both remember that?
I remember that. I
I
remember
don't.
that because that's the only time I ever got Pizza Hut as a kid.
Yeah.
Because there was no such thing as delivery for me.
I didn't read a lot of actual kids books. I was
for-
one of those weird kids that read like scientific encyclopedias for fun.
Yeah. Oh, I read like a million Goosebumps books.
Yeah,
My brother
And then
read
when
the
I got-
Goosebumps books.
When I
I
got
liked
older,
the
my
Fear Street
mom would just
ones.
pass on her novels to me, so I read like Jurassic Park 2, The Lost World when I was pretty young.
Yeah.
I read The Green Mile when I was pretty young.
Oh God, I remember the year you read The Green Mile. That was a
Yeah.
rough year in general.
Yeah. I was in like 6th grade or something, or 7th grade reading those books.
No,
I had graduated from R.L. Stein to Stephen King.
All right. Got a plan, guys. Got a plan. I will work with when I'm ready to put out the 8-Bit Adventures book, Chapter 1.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I will try and get a couple of different places to let me put coupons in the back of the book. Like Lanesboro Pizza. Get like
Yeah.
$2 off a pizza.
Yeah.
See,
There
I'll
you
see if
go.
I can do that. Get a bunch of local places.
And the 90s were awesome.
Yeah, I remembered that. I remembered, and that's actually why one of the reasons why, like, if I'm really, really, really craving pizza, it has to be Pizza Hut. Because it has to be that personal pan pizza with I was not, we didn't.
You gotta hit up the Pizza Hut lunch buffet. That was where it was at.
Yeah.
That was it, man. That was the best.
Even through college, I never had Pizza Hut delivery. And it wasn't until I moved to Pittsfield in 2013 that, oh my gosh.
See, growing up, I had one down the street in Lee.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there was one in Lee.
Yeah,
I live in Cheshire. There wasn't anything in Cheshire.
Nope.
The closest thing for me was 45 minutes away.
Yeah. So it was so basically I lived on the corner of Franklin and High Street, which is one street over from Main Street.
Yep.
And it's like basically in the same block as the library.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Pizza Hut was like if you just walked down High Street, it was right there at the end.
Oh.
So it was like a 5-minute walk if you're walking slow like me.
Yeah.
It was like maybe 6 houses down. So I was just like, yeah, like later in high school and everything, I was like, yeah, on the weekends, I'll just walk to Pizza Hut and I'll have the lunch buffet.
Yeah, like we had like local pizza places, but like nowhere. I did not have delivery at all.
Yeah.
Until I moved to college, and even then, it was very, very few places and nothing commercial until I moved to Pittsfield.
Mm-hmm.
In Cheshire, we just had one local pizza place.
Yep.
And it was owned by some Greek guy, and he would hit on all the moms who came in to pick up the pizzas. It was pretty hilarious. Oh, your hair look nice. He would always say to the women. It's pretty funny.
Okay.
Well,
on that note,
let us leave this conversation of nonsense onto something of a different nonsense.
Yes.
So Megan and I binge watched Good Omens.
Yeah.
It's just one season. And it's a self-contained season.
Oh.
So not giving anything away by saying that. But based on the book by Terry Pratchett and Neil Gaiman, it's on Amazon Prime. It stars Michael Sheen and David Tennant. Michael Sheen plays Aziraphale, an angel from heaven, and David Tennant plays Crowley.
Crowley or Crowley?
They pronounce it Crowley.
They pronounce it Crowley.
Yeah.
Okay.
As opposed to Crawley. So, like, it's never, like, Crowley.
Yeah.
Like in Supernatural.
Yeah.
But yes, a demon. And the two of them have actually become friends. And are seeking to stop Armageddon. When their respective sides don't want them to do that. Because they're all like, yeah, we're gonna win the war. And, you know, they're all like,
can we not?
well, but Earth will be destroyed. Don't care. We're gonna win the war.
Yeah, so basically the angel and the demon have just like lived on Earth so long.
They're just like
they love it. They like just enjoy everything about it, and
Yeah.
they have a truce, and they kind of are super friendly with each other. They meet each other for drinks occasionally, like every few hundred years.
Yeah, it's a conversation that had was what was it like? Well, if the Earth goes, this is like in one of like the first episodes. Crowley's like, listen, if the Earth's destroyed, there's no more crepes. And Aziraphale's like, no. And so like that's kind of the tone of this show. So yeah, there's a couple Doctor Who Easter eggs in there.
Nice.
It's one of the characters is wearing a tie that the color bands match that of the 5th Doctor's scarf. I think he's the one that wore the scarf. 4th Doctor's scarf. There's like a bunch of cars that like random cars in the background that their license plates are all TARDIS spelled backwards.
Oh, cool.
There is a scene in which Crowley is looking at I think it's like a book of different planets, and as he's like on one of the pages, there's a Gallifrey. That's like spelled out there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and stuff like that. Exterminate also is uttered at one point. But yeah, no, it was really good. Definitely like offbeat, very silly, and like tackling kind of you know dark subject matter, but doing it with a very absurd style of humor that is
lighthearted,
very evident of Sir Terry Pratchett.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's a little like, because I have played in like the Discworld RPG
Mm-hmm.
before, and I'm a little bit familiar with Discworld stuff. It was a little bit of cognitive dissonance to like see Death and then not be like, oh yeah, Death, he's a cool guy and everybody loves him, kind of a thing. And instead he's like, no, like actual Death, and just like out to be one of the Four Horsemen, kind of a thing, and not just like, oh well, yeah, it's Death, he's Santa Claus, he brings us presents. Which is what he is in Discworld.
Yeah, I heard Discworld's
or he is. So it's
wait, what?
So Death is known as the Hogfather, which is the equivalent of Santa Claus.
Yes.
And he brings children presents on Hogsmas.
Okay.
Yes. There's a great comic that I don't know which artist did it, but I see it circulate around every couple of times, where Death gives a little girl a sword for Hogsmas. And the parents are very concerned, and he says, "No, this is an excellent gift. A sword is great for teaching lessons." And they're like,
it's sharp, and she'll hurt herself. And she'll have learned that lesson.
And that is an important lesson.
Yeah, I have seen that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's kind of the style of humor in this show.
Okay.
Yeah. But it was really good. It's
is it just one season and it goes through the whole book?
Yes.
Okay.
I guess it's Neil Gaiman is kind of open to the thought of doing a second season, because I guess he and Pratchett were supposed to do a second book.
Oh.
That kind of touched on like the story of the angels, kind of a thing, before Pratchett died. But yeah, I guess if there's enough push for a second season, they would do that maybe.
So how many episodes is this season?
I mean,
because you said you binged it, so I mean, it's not going to be like a 24 episode binge.
No, I don't.
Because that's like a Courtney size binge.
Good Omens number of episodes.
Yeah.
Just 6.
Oh, okay. Hour long?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's 6 hours.
Okay, it's an evening.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's good.
You know,
yeah.
An evening. Just
and the title sequence is great. Okay. It's all using like a kind of that like paper cutout style.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and it's all, very kind of like stylized weird shapes for the characters and everything.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. A lot of Queen. Nice. They got a lot of rights to Queen music.
Oh, man.
So, yeah, Crowley in particular has, he listens to a lot of, Velvet Underground and Queen and stuff like that.
So they shelled out a lot for the music rights.
They did.
On this show.
They did. They did not hold back. So, yeah.
I mean, but Prime shows usually are, really... Because I don't have Prime. So, from what I've heard of these shows, they do a really, really good job. It's sometimes how, a Netflix show or movie can either go really good, or it's, it is what it is. But, sometimes they're really, really good. Honestly, Bright was shot really well. The storyline wasn't the best, but, the actual cinematography of it was amazing.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Oh, that's the other thing. There's a couple shots. And normally I despite the fact that I've taken film courses, I don't really think about cinematography a lot when I'm watching a movie. I get too wrapped up in it.
Yeah.
This was a series where there were a couple shots that they did and I was like, that is a phenomenal shot that they just did.
Yeah.
There's one in which they're doing a top-down view of the room and then one character passes out of, it's like an apartment, and they pass out into a hallway, then into another apartment, and they go from looking into the room from the normal view, and then they slowly rotate up so they're doing a top view, and then follow the character into the other room and then rotate back down.
Oh, cool.
So it was essentially a camera on a massive crane, and they had the whole thing built into a set.
Yeah.
As opposed to having each room be built into separate pieces.
Yeah.
Yeah, really good.
That's really yeah.
There's a nice twist at the end. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was really good. And it David Tennant being David Tennant. It's great.
I mean, that's always great.
It's great.
Always great. Always amazing.
And it's great when he plays a bad guy that's not really all that bad. He's not afraid to get his hands dirty, kind of a thing.
That's how I like my David Tennants, nice and dirty.
Yeah. So
It's also I read the book years ago. I remember it being good.
Yep.
So
I mean, it definitely, like, when I saw who wrote it, I was like, I need to pick up this book.
yeah, I don't think it's a terribly long book either.
Nice.
It's a relatively short read, I think.
Yeah, it's not like American Gods that's like 3 inches
Gods wasn't
thick.
that long. Huh? American Gods wasn't that long.
I think what you mean, Courtney, is it's not like...
Oh gosh.
You can't even get it out of here.
No,
It's
we
like
can't.
the wise man's fear.
Let me get Oathbringer. Give me a
Oh
second.
god.
Jeez.
I was gonna say, I was a child that was reading Redwall books.
Great, he's gonna get a cudgel. Yeah.
Okay, what is that, a dictionary?
It's...
Brandon Sanderson's
Oathbringer.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is it's a lot.
You could
1,200 something pages.
Yeah. So it's just a bit
But it's
longer
got
than Wise
pretty
Man's Fear.
rad art in it.
That is some pretty rad art.
That is amazing.
And what's cool was like the author's like, oh, these are actual paintings that exist in the world that you would find in places. Like,
wait, that you can find in places?
It's like,
no.
if you went in one of the palaces in this world, you might see one of these like art pieces.
Okay.
in
I was
there.
like, wait a second, are these things that really exist? Because now I need to like find them.
No.
That would be really cool.
That is the case for Tales of Jemmora, because it's much easier to find essentially rights-free artwork that were paintings from, like, the 16th century.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why on the website all the stuff is either like rights-free stuff from Pixabay, or it's just old Renaissance paintings.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah. That pretty much wraps up the news for this
American
week.
Gods is like 460 pages. That's decent.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good Omens was like 380 something.
Okay.
That's not very long.
That's not bad.
That's going to wrap up the news for this week. So let's talk about what's going on in 8-Bit Adventures. All right. So as you folks might have noticed, since we're recording and streaming on Tuesday night, there's a different stream schedule for this week because my parents are visiting starting tomorrow. So no streams tomorrow night on Wednesday. And then 8-Bit Adventures Game Night will start at 8:30 and not 8. And then we'll be part 8 of SteamWorld Quest. So yeah, really pick it up. We're already in Act 3, so I don't know how many more acts there are in this game. But yeah.
Yeah.
Also, Tales of Jemmora. So we did mention it on that stream, but there's going to be a slight tweak to the plan. So the next session that we would do, so not this Friday, but the following Friday.
On the 14th.
On the 14th. Yes, thank you, Courtney.
Yep.
We are going to be doing basically some kind of D&D gaming stream where we are either going to play Overcooked or Smash Brothers, depending on how many people decide to come over and overall enthusiasm for the games and stuff, where, upon, the characters that are played in-game will be the D&D characters of the people playing them. So, like if Sean's playing, he's going to have to play a robot character.
Rob.
So for Smash it would be Rob, or if there's any like weird like cyborg or robotic skins for any other characters.
Mm-hmm.
I have to go through and check that, but as of right now it's just Rob.
You know what? I could bring over Soul Calibur on PS4, and all those characters are like, it's a weapon-based fighting game, so it might work.
Maybe. The only issue is we'd have to set it up in the office here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So that's at least with the Switch, like the Switch doesn't take up a lot of space.
True.
Because we also have to fit 4 people in here.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of a thing.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. So if it is Smash, the list is so Sean's character Twixen could be Rob. Courtney, your character May could be Sheik or Young Link.
Yep.
Josh's character Jacobin would be King DDD. Because he starts with a hammer. We could
Just give me the.
We could use spirits and give Josh a spirit that lets him start with a hammer and he plays Ryu. Or Ken. Probably Ken, actually. Just personality-wise. Because Ken with a hammer is pretty much Jacobin.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that works.
Yeah.
pretty well.
Or potentially Snake with a hammer.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not.
No,
Jacobin's not
I
Snake.
just like... It's because I like Solid Snake. He doesn't have the same personality.
Yeah.
No.
And then Josh Carty's Tyrant Kai would be...
King K. Rool
depending
or
on the
Ridley?
day. King K. Rool, Ridley, or Yoshi.
Oh.
Make him be Yoshi.
It's basically if he's feeling nice that day, he's Yoshi. If he's feeling angry that day, he's Ridley. And if he is just in a gotta grab all the loot mode, he's King K. Rool. So, Tuck will not be joining us, as he will be kind of unavailable for both sessions. But if he were, Seraph would be Pit.
You wouldn't have him
Jeez.
be...
It would be Kid Icarus.
Yeah, I was going to say, you wouldn't have him be Kid Icarus?
That's Pit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He'd have to be... Who's a magic person? He'd have to be...
No, dude, Wings Trumpet.
I mean, there is Robin from Fire Emblem.
Yeah, Robin.
Yeah.
Or my little boy, Ness.
Nah.
PK Fire.
Nah, that wouldn't work for Seraph.
No.
And then for moi,
Yeah.
I think what I would have to do is make a roster of NPCs and decide what we would do for that. Overcooked gets a little easier because those characters are entirely cosmetic, and I'm pretty sure there's like a robot, there's a crocodile. Jacobin would just be a guy.
Just a guy.
Just a guy. And then May would be just a
guy.
girl, because I don't think there are any little elf characters.
No.
So
And there isn't like a sloth or anything.
no. There might be a mouse. You could be Ferris instead.
I could totally play as Ferris.
So, yeah. I know Overcooked 4 players gets pretty crazy, so that we may end up going with that one. And then the idea is we could chat D&D while we're doing stuff, or and try and just get people to view the stream, follow, build up them Twitch numbers.
I was gonna say, have something come from me giving out cards all weekend.
Yeah. So we'll do that. And then on the 28th is we will do our world building stream. So be sure to write in with any questions that you might have for either myself or the cast at podcast@jemmora.com. And we will answer them on stream. Otherwise, it'll just be like if any of the cast has any questions, as long as it's not going to spoil any story stuff for the game. We can talk about other areas. Maybe some more stuff for Gust Riders.
Yeah.
Which will be campaign 2.
Yeah.
Because there's some... definitely Descent into Avernus has some stuff that I would love to use for that campaign, so... yeah. Berkshire Bites will come back next week. Megan and I are still deciding on where to go. Because we don't usually pick that very far ahead of time. And then with my parents visiting, that'll kind of complicate things a little bit. But and then for the comics, we got a title page for Chapter 3, where the sort of cursed sword is striking through a pirate's skull underwater.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. I really don't know how I feel
Metal.
about that. Like, knowing what I know about the sword, I just don't know how... I don't know how I feel about that, and I don't know how the sword feels about that.
Who knows?
Did it...
So I will
Yeah.
say, it's not meant to, it's not supposed to, the story picks up right from that. So,
No,
the sword's not
but...
It was I was trying to figure out what to do, and I was like, you know what, let's just do, a metal cover. So, deep sea with the sword going through a pirate's skull. Kind of a thing. Yeah. So, yeah, but there will be related themes. So, the next chapter is going to kind of focus on the sword and further development of it.
Good, we kind of need some.
Kind of trying to change the design up a little bit so that it's a parody of the Pokemon and not just the Pokemon itself. I know some companies, Blizzard, are a little more forgiving than other companies, Nintendo and Pokemon, about the use of their characters.
Yeah.
In especially, work that might go up for sale. So yeah. And then when I do coloring, like I may do palette swaps and stuff like that.
Yep.
And try and just adjust the designs of stuff to make it kind of original characters or parodies of characters. Instead of just kind of lifting characters from one thing. Because despite advice that was given to us from a guest that we had on the podcast a while back, I'm not entirely convinced that copyright works the way I was initially told.
Yeah.
Still not sure about that.
It gets funky in general.
So, but yeah, I think that pretty much wraps up all the stuff. Patrons, be on the lookout for a new Monty comic this week.
Yay!
And then I may look at the reward structure for the Patreon and try and add some more stuff add more benefits for patrons. I've seen a lot of people do like maps and minis and stuff like that for D&D, so I may decide to dip my toe into that as patron benefits.
Yeah.
Maybe like little square maps and stuff, kind of a thing. So, who knows? Maybe in like the 8-Bit Adventure style, maybe not. Don't know.
That would be nice, actually.
Maybe do D&D maps for 8-Bit Adventures.
Oh.
Except I can't call it 8-Bit Adventures because somebody decided to release an 8-Bit Adventures campaign setting.
What?
It's basically where you can make stuff like Mario and Zelda. They basically put parodies of Mario and Luigi on the cover, and they called it 8-Bit Adventures. And it was like 3 years after I started doing my comic and calling it 8-Bit Adventures.
Is this the people who had the website that you...
No, that's also a different set of people.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's a common title, and I wish 10 years ago, over 11 years ago, I had picked something different. But too late now. Already got that brand established. So
yeah, famous people have those cards now.
It's true. It's true. People on nationally, oh no, it's not. I don't think it's syndicated, but on Big Three network television have those cards.
Yeah.
So, all right. Now that wraps up what's going on in 8-Bit Adventures. Let's head on into Questlog. So, Courtney, you pretty much already talked about what you've been up to this week.
Yeah.
Do you want to any further stuff about DPCC?
I don't. It was.
Did you bring your Switch? Did you play anything on the Switch at all?
I brought my Switch, with the intention of like being able to chill and like even just play like some Stardew or get a little bit of Final Fantasy before I went to bed. I ended up promptly crashing as soon as I got home every day.
Yeah.
And sleeping until my alarm went off in the morning.
Yeah, that has
welcome to my entire life.
That has also been my experience with like conventions or on vacation or anything. Is like basically like, go, and if like you don't give yourself breaks to do stuff, then it's just like, all right, I stopped going, just crash.
Yeah,
and then just wake up, go.
And it was always every night when I got home. It's like, okay, I'm just gonna lay down for a little bit because I got home at like 6. It wasn't like I wasn't going home, at 9-10 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, let me just take a nap and then I'll like.
But you were going full throttle throughout the day, and by the time 6 o'clock rolled around, it was just thump.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, and then all I did on Monday was just repack my suitcase and veg because I just. Yeah.
Yeah, you needed some decompression time.
Yes. I needed some time for my body to stop shaking.
Yeah.
And just calm.
Oh, you should have played some League of Legends then.
Yeah, the hostel didn't have no.
Just a way to raise your blood pressure even more.
Yep.
Games like that.
Yep.
No.
So Josh, you have Xenosaga 2.
Can you read German?
Jenseits von Gut und Böse.
There you go. It translates to Beyond Good and Evil. Because every Xenosaga title has something to do with Friedrich Nietzsche.
Yep.
because of course there's some pseudo philosophical BS
Yeah.
in these games, which is my favorite. The first one was called Der Wildermacht or something, like Will to Power is the other one. And
Wait,
then the other one's
are the titles actually in German?
Yeah. It's Xenosaga episode 1, 2, and 3, and each one has a German subtitle.
So the English localization is actually in German.
Yeah. Here, I got it.
Yeah, you mean. You mean.
I can't. It's not focusing.
There we
Oh,
go.
There it is. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's in definitely German. Yeah, so I love that it's totally pretentious in that aspect. It's great.
Of course.
Yeah, I figured I beat the first one a few months ago, maybe back in January, and I've been wanting to play a second one because I've never played through the whole 3 games.
Yeah.
And it was definitely it's made by Monolith, which was people who made Xenogears, who left Square Enix and started doing their own thing.
Yep.
And this is totally a spiritual successor to it because it's almost like it feels like a prequel or sequel, hard to tell.
Yeah.
To Xenogears, but it's got just like every Xeno game, including Chronicles, a lot of the same themes.
Oh yeah.
A lot of religious imagery and talk and philosophical references, and it's a game that's completely pretentious, completely takes itself too seriously, is anime as F.
Yep.
So it's all things that are right up my alley. I maybe played the first couple hours of it the other day, which is nice because all 3 games are basically just one long game. So 2 literally picks up
Oh, cool.
right at the end of the first one.
Yeah.
It does a
Okay.
quick flashback for some of the characters to like 14 years prior, but it's just like a tutorial for the new battle system and stuff.
Mhm.
And then right after that quick 40-minute thing, it's like, okay, your ship just landed from after the last game.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to getting in my mech and fighting God, and
As you do.
as you do in a Xenosaga or Xenogears game.
Yep.
So there's every character in your party is either an android or what are they called in I can't even think of the movie now. Harrison Ford.
Blade Runner?
Well, they were.
Blade Runner.
Yay! I got one.
Blade Runner.
Yeah.
What are the fake humans called in that?
I don't know.
I think they were just androids.
No, they aren't.
Oh wait, no. They were
Synths or something.
I
Something
think
like
synths
that.
might be it.
Dude.
But whatever. There's a character in your party that's basically that. There's one that's basically that is an android. There's one that's like an AI robot, and then the rest of them
Replicants.
are replicants. Yeah, there's
That's
basically
okay.
a character that what are they called in this? Realians. They're basically replicants. But yeah, it's awesome. There's a character that's like a kid, and he's been a kid for like 20 years for some reason. I don't know. Doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
So
It's
yeah,
a video
it's just,
game doesn't have to make sense.
Yeah, I just wanted to play this because I never did. So,
So what system is this on?
PlayStation 2.
Yeah.
I've got my good old PS2.
DualShock?
Oh, DualShock baby. Here, let's see. Here you can see my
Don't drop it.
thin. Here it is, my thin.
Whoa,
my,
you're
my
slim.
thin
Ooh.
PS2 silver.
I got one of those big clunky ones.
That's what I had growing up, but when I bought this from J Street. I did buy this from J Street when it was still in the mall. Because I wanted a PS2 to play PS1 games.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to play Final Fantasy Tactics.
I bought a
I
PS2
got
to
the
play
PS2.
DDR.
Did you?
Because
did you
PS2
guys
is
talk
backwards
about the new
compatible with
PS5
PS1.
last week?
No, we didn't.
You guys didn't talk about the PS5 last week?
We did not talk about the PS5 last week.
There wasn't any new information, I don't think.
There is new information now. The system looks.
I've not seen anything come out in the past week or
How
two
about we
about it.
How about we table it and save it for next week?
Yeah, we'll talk about that next week because I
Yeah.
got things to show you guys
Cool.
that I saw.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, because we're about to wrap
Yes.
things up.
Yes.
Kind of.
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
that was.
so I've just been playing that.
Okay.
Hopefully, with
Cool.
school ending, I'll have time to actually sit down and play it.
Yeah. So I have all right. So first off, been playing a little bit of Terraria. lately. Finally fought against the Eye of Cthulhu, which is one of the first bosses you can fight. So finally be a boss in that game. Now that I've stopped working on my little fishing hut. And I found the angler, so I've reached one end of the world, one edge. And also got the dryad, so I made a nice little tree house for her. And then Megan and I have been playing Sentinels on Steam. We've been doing kind of just like where we sit in the same room, and I just
nice.
She just tells me what to do with her two characters. We do that. Yeah, we tried playing some advanced villains. Guys, advanced villains are really tough. And then they added 2 more difficulties.
What?
It goes like standard, advanced, and then like challenge, and then like nightmare. And I'm just like, I don't even understand. Like, so we did Baron Blade on advanced, and his advanced mode in like the first phase is he discards an additional 2 cards at the end of his turn. Where it's if he starts his turn with 15 or more cards in the discard pile, you just lose.
Oh.
So there's that.
Yeah.
and then on phase 2, it's just like reduces damage dealt to him by 1 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But then we tried playing Omnitron on advanced, and when he's in robot factory mode, it's everything deals +1 damage. Like all villain targets deal +1 damage.
Mm-hmm.
And then when he's in rampaging robot mode, it's basically all villain targets have -1 damage taken. And then the first game he played, he starts off with a pulse cannon thing that has 15 hit points, and at the start of the villain turn deals damage to everybody equal to the amount of hit points on that card. So then it's got -1 damage reduction, so all of your 1-point damage effects don't damage it, and you have to try and burn down through that 15 hit points in a single turn to get rid of it.
Wow.
And it's just a device. It's not like an ongoing card or anything.
Mm-hmm.
So that was great. We lost really quickly on that game. And then tried again, lost again. We were just like, no more advanced. Let's do something else. But yeah, so it's been fun. Megan is still playing. I think she's playing right now. To try and determine whether she wants to pick it up for herself, so that way we can both play on our own Steam accounts at the same time.
Hey, and at that point,
right now we're sharing it.
I was just saying, at that point, you guys could you could text me and say, Courtney, get online.
Yes, we could get a whole bunch of people, and basically, we could all play together on Steam. And Steam will take care of the rules.
Yes.
And we don't have to worry about,
math.
Oh no, we forgot to flip this villain card. And now we lose. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Sentinels continues to be fun. There's like 3 more expansions than that I need to get, apparently, which I will get both physical and digital versions of.
Yeah.
Including one where it's like basically kind of like Galactus shows up, and there's all like villains that are now heroes. So like Baron Blade and like Akash Buta, like the big like Earth goddess thing, is now like a hero.
What?
A whole bunch of people that they made into heroes.
What?
It's crazy.
Oh.
And then I installed Dauntless over the weekend. So that is only available through the Epic Games Store now, so I had to reinstall that.
I was going to say, I saw my Discord kept showing you going into the Epic launcher.
Here's the thing. So Steam, right? Steam allows you to use the Nintendo Switch Pro Controller, right? And it allows you to save configurations and stuff like that. The Epic Games Store does not. It only recognizes the Xbox 360 controller. I don't have or the Xbox One. An Xbox controller. I don't have an Xbox controller, nor do I want to pick one up, because, Steam will recognize my Pro controller. So what I have to do is, I have to load the Epic Games launcher into Steam as a non-Steam game. I have to then launch Epic Games from Steam, and then launch Dauntless from the Epic Games that launches from Steam, in order to get Dauntless to recognize my controller. Because It's modeled like kind of an even more arcade style Monster Hunter. That basically has like a bunch of Fortnite mechanics in it. It's free to play. And then you can buy like a season pass, and progression functions like the same way that Fortnite does.
Okay.
Where as you gain levels, like you just get like stuff. And then if you pay for the premium, you get like other cosmetic options. Otherwise, very much like Monster Hunter, where you go, you fight monsters, they have attack patterns. There's a bunch of different weapons you can do. You can try and combo attacks. You can break parts off to get bonus materials, and then you use those materials to craft gear and weapons. There's like augments that you can apply to them that give you skills, similar to Monster Hunter. But it looks like it's geared more toward a casual audience than Monster Hunter is.
Okay.
And I think the changes that they have are different enough that it still makes it very compelling.
Okay.
And then it's free. So
yeah.
I played it with my friend Seth Brown last night. We had a great time. We unfortunately we did hit a point where in order to fight the next monster and like progress, you're supposed to have a certain weapon threshold. I opted to upgrade all of my armor so that my armor is way over geared for it and my weapons are under geared for it. And it's an owlbear that you fight. I got my butt handed to me. So we tried to do it with the two of us. Seth disconnected in the middle of the fight. Left me stranded with the owlbear and my weak weapons. And it was a bloodbath.
Oh no!
That I refused to die and thus dragged it on for like another 20 minutes.
Oh no!
And then ultimately died. But some differences are that if you get down, you can self-revive or have your allies revive you. So sort of like Fortnite in that regard, or or basically any other battle royale game, where like your teammates can come revive you. There's also a danger level. So, like, as people get down or as fights drag on, the danger level increases, and it's sort of like an enrage timer in Warcraft. So, like, then, like, the monster will enrage and go into rage mode and then deal, like, increased damage and attack speed and stuff.
Yeah.
After a certain time period, danger level can decrease. And one of the ways you can do that is, like, revive people or something, or if you just wait it out, it'll then decrease, so that way you can then go back to attacking.
Yeah.
But yeah. It's pretty interesting. It's got that Fortnite kind of art style.
Okay.
And I think it was published by Epic, but not developed by Epic.
Okay.
So I thought it was really interesting that they opted to go with that kind of same art style. And I really dig it. I do notice, strangely enough, it kind of has a little bit of performance issues on my machine, which is surprising because I can run Monster Hunter with everything turned on.
Yeah.
Like, and everything on Ultra. So I think it might just need some optimization tweaks. It did just get released for consoles and like come out of beta a little recently.
Yep.
And word on the street is from the developers, that they are planning on releasing it on Switch later this year.
Oh, cool.
So, and it has full crossplay between
oh wow.
Yeah, Sony, Microsoft, PC, and Switch will include crossplay. We'll have one unified account, so just kind of like how not how Warcraft does it, how Fortnite does it, where like if I log onto Fortnite on PC, it saved all my credentials from Switch.
Yeah.
So it's one account.
Also, sorry, my eye has been bothering me.
Unlike how Diablo 3 does it, apparently, where it's two separate like BattleNet stuff. So. But
which
yeah,
is bold.
I'm having a really, really grand time with it. And playing with friends is super fun. The other weird quirk is, so when you go into a hunt, unless you select private hunt, it like auto fills a party with you with random people.
Yay, strangers!
So it assumes that you're just gonna be in a party of 4. So that is something that if you play, just make sure that if you want to solo or only play with your friends, you got to push X instead of A when you go off on a hunt. Otherwise, you're going to get a bunch of randos. Thankfully, I haven't seen any like awful chat messages or anything.
Oh, that's good.
it seems to be a lot faster than Monster Hunter. So I know, Josh, you and I have played before, and like Monster Hunter, you kind of get into a rhythm with stuff. This game is much more hectic.
I would probably like it better, actually.
Maybe.
From the sounds of it.
But yeah, I mean, it's free. The only cost is you have to download the Epic Games Launcher.
I don't know if that's worth it.
For some people, it's not.
I'm going to have to for Borderlands, so whatever.
It's true.
Mm-hmm.
Might as well do it now. Get it done and over with.
I know. Couple weeks, I don't have time to invest in.
I was gonna say that because unfortunately I've been playing at like 10 o'clock at night, long after you have logged off.
Oh yeah, I was in bed by like I think 8:30 last night.
Yep. So,
old man.
Yeah. And the cool thing is, basically progression is determined by gear, not by level.
Oh, okay.
So it's like Monster Hunter in that regard. Like, I still need to go back and do, like, you know, the first couple of monsters that you fight to still collect materials.
Yeah.
So it's always, like, if a new player joins in, like, there's still stuff for, like, veteran players to come back and do.
Mm-hmm.
And there's
that's always good.
There's also, like, daily quests where it's, like, you know, kill 10 behemoths, or what they call them. Like, with hammers. Kill 10 behemoths with repeaters. Kill 10 behemoths with shock weapons. Which are just lightning element weapons.
Mm-hmm.
Or dodge through a behemoth's attacks 150 times, kind of a thing. And those will give you like progression rewards.
Okay, nice.
Which, you know, might include like premium currency, non-premium currency, materials, stuff like that.
Cool.
I did buy a season pass. I figured it was like $20, and I was like, you know what? It's worth it.
That's not terrible.
It's worth it.
Gonna play the game
for a free game,
and it gave me a ton of stuff, you guys. Oh my goodness!
What does it give you?
So how you have like gems and stuff in Monster Hunter, or I forget after this time what they call them, or charms, I think is what they are.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, the stuff that you slot into your gear.
Okay.
Decorations. That's what they are. You get what are called cores, and they basically, your gear will come with like 1 or 2 slots and things, and of a specific type. So you might have like, cells. Cores are something different. I get the two names mixed up all the time. So you might have like, this gear has 1 power cell slot and 1 utility cell slot, or it might have a mobility cell slot and a defensive cell slot. And they come in different ranks. So it basically starts at green rank, then goes to blue rank, then goes to purple rank. As they get better and better. I got a bunch of like epic and rare quality cells.
Nice.
I got a bunch of cosmetic stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I got a bunch of premium currency. And I got a whole mess of dye packs, which permanently unlock cosmetic dye colorations.
Cool.
So nice that it's permanent. Permanent unlock.
Yeah, and they give you a couple of like basic ones to start off with, but the premium ones that you can like pay for are like gradients of stuff. So I have like, I think it was like the Woodland set and the Nomad set, where it's like Oasis, which gives you like blue to purple, like blue, green, purple kind of thing, as like one color set. So like when you choose it for particular gear, it does like this sort of gradient sheen to it.
Yeah.
Whereas like the Woodland one is like, you know, like green and brown gradients kind of a thing to give you like a little rangery look, which makes perfect sense for me.
Yeah. I would expect nothing less.
Yeah. So, yeah, I've been playing that basically, you know, until Iceborne comes out. Then I'll pick that up for Monster Hunter. So yeah, gonna play that tonight actually.
Nice.
Yeah, with Seth again.
As I say, I'm gonna go home after this.
Yeah, but yeah, it's something, Courtney, that if you wanted to try to get into Monster Hunter, I would recommend giving this a shot.
Giving this a shot.
I mean, especially if it's free.
Yeah.
So that way, it's like 0 barrier to entry.
Yeah.
And then if you turn down the settings, like the graphics aren't like, because it's stylized like Fortnite. They're not like super impressive. It has a very like distinct aesthetic quality that's kind of on the stylized side. Okay. So that it in theory shouldn't overtax a machine. But yeah. And then you can decide, like, well, okay, I like this gameplay, I don't like this gameplay. I might like Monster Hunter, I might not like Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I will say it's like Monster Hunter World, not Generations Ultimate.
Okay.
Yeah. I still haven't gone back to Generations Ultimate. It's just playing as a bow user, it's still just too it's too clunky now. I can't do it. So, well, folks, that is going to wrap it up for this evening for this podcast. So, if you would like to see more content from 8-Bit Adventures, please check out 8-bitadventures.com. Over there, you can find comics, artwork, streams, podcasts. I don't think I'm missing anything. But all that cool stuff.
Yeah.
If you would like to support all of that content, you can become a patron at patreon.com/8bitadventures. You can become a patron for as little as $1 a month, and you get things like access to the Speedy and Monty comics. You get access to the 8-Bit Adventures comic a day early. There's some exclusive artwork. And then... there's also special channels on the Discord. There's Flair for the subreddit.
Yes.
So yeah.
Can be all sorts of extra.
Big shout out and thank you to all of our current patrons. Thank you very much. Because of your support, podcasts like Berkshire Bites were able to be created. So, our opening theme is One Up by Professor Shy Guy. You can find all of his awesome, fantastic work at professorshyguy.bandcamp.com. Anything final before we head out?
No, I just need to sleep in like a nice bed.
Kind of unwind and process everything that happened.
Yeah.
Maybe try and remember.
Yeah.
Remember details of your meeting with one Marissa.
I mean, I'll think on it and let you guys know where you're going to take me to dinner after E3. And
okay,
that's all.
We'll see.
I know I'm probably buying one of you guys dinner, so
maybe it'll be me. Maybe
Theo.
Although I don't know, Courtney. I mean, you're first too. You know.
Well, wait. When one of your predictions is basically a video game will come out for the PS4 in the fall.
Yeah.
Put that down on it. It has to also be another original.
Oh,
so
okay.
not
Original
like a
IP?
sequel.
Okay,
not like
a
a
new
okay.
IP.
New, yeah. So not
new
like a
IP.
sequel or a prequel or anything else like that. Like, yeah.
Okay. All right. So, okay, I could.
Yeah.
Ooh, I should have predicted flipping God of War 2. Oh well.
Wait, didn't they? Is that where they already have God of War 2?
There is already God of War 2 on the PS2.
Yeah. So would it be like
there was
remastered?
God of War 1 through 3.
Yep.
And then God of War for PS4 was kind of like, it's basically God of War 4 because it does continue the story technically.
But they just called it God of War.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. It was really, really confusing when it came out.
Yeah.
It was lovely.
I'm here for God of War. Okay, here's your PS1 title.
No, that was PS2.
That was PS2. Here's your PS2 title. Oh no, I want PS4. So.
I'm pretty sure they knew.
We knew what they meant, but yeah.
So.
We had people coming in like, God of War 4? Yeah, it's just God of War now. Yeah.
So.
But.
All right then. Well, folks, it's been lovely.
Yes.
But we really must go. So have fun, everyone. Happy gaming. And enjoy your pie cake.
Bye, everybody.